The following is an exclusive presentation of Turner Sports.
For the New York and Charlotte franchises, trading places became the summer theme as Larry Johnson and Anthony Mason switched jerseys and cities. Patrick Ewing and the Knicks are off to an impressive start with new firepower such as young Allen Houston and a jump start off the bench with veteran John Starks. The Knicks and LJ are making noise in the East. Dave Cowens brings championship tradition and a hard-working style to Charlotte. With the new additions of Divac and Mason, the Hornets are trying to return to that playoff level. The Hornets will be out to sting the Knicks tonight. And welcome to the Charlotte Coliseum, and we have a big doubleheader on TBS tonight. The red-hot New York Knicks leading the Atlantic Division take on the Charlotte Hornets, and then later on, the defending world champion Chicago Bulls will go against the Phoenix Suns. The Bulls off to a perfect 10-0 start. The Suns looking for their first victory of the year. Michael Jordan and company coming up in the second half of our doubleheader. And good evening, everyone. I'm Dick Stockton along with Hubie Brown and Craig Sager. As you know, the Knicks had a makeover during the offseason to try to challenge, and so far it has been successful. The Knicks have an 8-2 record, off to a good start. More important, Hubie Brown, they are a perfect 5-0 on the road. That's the best road record in the NBA right now. What has been behind their early season success?
Well, Dick, I think you have to look at the offense. 5 players in double figures. Look at the solid contribution from the bench. They're rotating 9 players. And in the rock-hard defense, Patrick Ewing and Oakley are anchoring, and they are doing an outstanding job. We'd like to back it up with some other statistics. You see that they are first in field goal percentage, and then at the defensive end, first in forced turnovers, first in total rebounds, and then fourth in the field goal defense. When you add that to the fact that they are 6.6 in differential, Dick, solid, rock solid.
They are off to a great start in their defense, which was a question mark, has done well. Now, a couple of years ago, the Charlotte Hornets were considered to be on the brink of NBA stardom with Alonzo Mourning and Larry Johnson, but the 2 marquee names are gone. Now they have brought in Dave Cowens as the head coach after a 500 season, and Cowens is trying to instill what he calls hardball, but at 3-5, the team is still trying to find itself.
Yeah, new coach, new philosophy. Unfortunately, key injuries. Muggsy Bogues has missed 6 games, and then also Glenn Rice 3. Scott Burrell has not come up back strong after shoulder separation and a major operation. Now you look at this ball club, they will always be an outstanding perimeter shooting team. They are second in the league in three-point field goals at 41%, but it's the defensive end of the floor that gets it done in the NBA. They're 25th in rebounding, and then they are either 28th or 29th in forced turnovers, steals, and block shots. Now, if they're going to turn the corner, Dick, and make a major surge here, it must happen at the defensive end.
Meanwhile, their leading scorer, Glenn Rice, will not be in the lineup tonight. Del Curry will start for him, and Muggsy Bogues, who's been injured, will be the point guard tonight, and he can really burn it up. So coming up, it'll be the Knicks and Hornets right here from Charlotte on TNT. Back here at the Charlotte Coliseum as the Knicks paying their first visit here against the Hornets. The Knicks won their home opener, beating the Hornets 113-86. So they already have beaten Charlotte once this year. And here are the starting lineups brought to you by Circuit City. It'll be Allen Houston and Charlie Ward in the backcourt. Charles Oakley, Patrick Ewing, and Larry Johnson making his first visit back in Charlotte after the deal with the Knicks. Del Curry is going to start, as we said, in place of Glenn Rice, although Rice will play tonight. Muggsy Bogues is the point guard, and up front it'll be Matt Geiger, Vlade Divac, and Anthony Mason, the former New York Knick, now playing for the Hornets. And right now, let's send it over to Craig Sager.
There's been a surprising turnaround in the condition of Muggsy Bogues. He said, "I've got nothing left." Out of desperation, he turned to acupuncture. This afternoon, Muggsy and I went to the office of Dr. Dan Matus, where he received his 3rd treatment in 5 days. He says his left knee is pain-free. First of all, they do not use the typical hypodermic needle. The acupuncture needle is laser sharp. It separates the tissue. It does not cut the tissue. No blood, no pain. Heat and electrical currents are then connected to the needle. That stimulates the nerve fibers and blood vessels around the knee. Other needles are inserted in the body to improve the energy flow. It's hard to understand why it works, but the Chinese have been using it for over 3,000 years. And with results like Muggsy Bogues, it's been amazing so far. The doctor's reputation on the line, so is the career of Muggsy. Dick?
All right, Craig, anything to show your knee, and I'll tell you what, next time we'll see Craig get an MRI, but thank you for graphically showing us what has enabled Muggsy Bogues to get back. He has missed his last 7 games, and Larry Johnson, who minimized his return to Charlotte, Hubie, now was hoping he would get a special ovation from the fans after playing here for as many years as he did. Bennett Salvatore, George Tolliver, Don Baden are the officials, and we'll have another jump.
Getting back to the Muggsy Bogues deal, you have to look at it and say that they are going to play 3 games in 4 nights. This will be the major test whether or not he is going to be able to contribute the rest of the season.
So a lot of focus will be on Muggsy Bogues, the 10-year veteran, 5'3" from Wake Forest. Here is Anthony Mason working against Larry Johnson, and we will have a foul called against Larry Johnson to start the game. Knicks coming off a win over Orlando last night, 92-88, a game in which they had a 25-point lead and barely won it down the stretch.
Now, if you're Larry Johnson, you can understand the beef right there. He kept his forearm on the man. What they're saying is that he took it off and then belted back inside.
Charlie Ward defending Muggsy Bogues. He can be a slippery guy, and he leaves it out for Anthony Mason against the double team. Here is Geiger from outside. Matt Geiger misses the first shot, and the rebound by Charles Oakley. And what a game Oakley played last night against the Magic with 14 off the glass.
He right now, Knicks methodical, but after a score by Charlotte, watch the Knicks fast breaking up the right side of the floor.
Knicks, as we said, 5-0. They've got the best road record in the NBA, although the Bulls can equal that with a win later on TNT at Phoenix. Allen Houston hits from downtown, coming in averaging 42% for threes, the first points of the game. Bogues now has D-Bots with a screen.
Big thing when you play with Bogues, you've got to be ready to shoot when he gets you the basketball, because he penetrates and you're open. It's got to be a catch shot.
6 on the shot clock. Waddy D-Bots misses a layup, so 2 good shots by the Hornets, but they didn't fall. And now the Knicks come back leading 3-0. Allen Houston can't drive in against the veteran Del Curry. And now Larry Johnson, Bogues helping, and the basket off, and a foul is called. Bogues was helping Anthony Mason on the drive by Johnson, and Muggsy called for the personal.
Well, Dick, I think we should look for Muggsy being the designated double teamer tonight. You notice he's only 5'3". When the ball goes in and you put it down on the floor to make your move, he's going for it as it comes right off the floor.
The Charlotte Hornets have lost 4 in a row, trying to break that losing streak, although they do have wins against the Lakers and the Washington Bullets thus far. Larry Johnson has been struggling from the free throw line, shooting only 61%. And he misses both free throws. We have a whistle and a lane violation called against the Hornets. So another free throw coming up for Johnson.
Well, you watch as he goes to release. There's a hesitation right there. That's when he gets the defenders who step into the lane too early.
So he makes 1 free throw, and the Knicks leading 4-0.
Charlotte has defeated the Knicks 9 out of the last 12 times they played him, and the main reason has always been the fact that Bogues would break down the Knicks defenses and then get the ball to his quick shooter.
Curry on the quick shot, and that's what the Hornets do best, although they have come up empty thus far, 4-0. Oakley faking Mason and lays it in, and the Knicks have scored the first 6 points of the game. And keep in mind, in that opening loss to the Knicks at the Garden, Muggsy Bogues played only 9 minutes in that game, and Glenn Rice did not see any action. He was hurt in that game. Rice not starting, but should play. Curry with a good feed to D-Bots and a foul. Good pass in the lane by Del Curry.
In the early going, Dick, nice movement by Charlotte. They're getting penetration. They're hitting people when they're open. Now it's going to come down to finishing the shot.
There's Dave Cowens, who last year was an assistant coach for the San Antonio Spurs. He was a player coach for a brief spell with the Boston Celtics. Here is Bogues. The personal foul, by the way, was on Oakley. Divac, the former Laker. Bogues penetrating. Great feed to Geiger. And finally, with a little more than 2.5 minutes gone by, the Hornets score their first point.
One of the best ever to play in this league as far as breaking the defense down, getting in the lane, and then delivering a catchable pass.
Here is Ewing with his first shot, and he scores. Patrick Ewing with averaging 23 a game, 8th in the league, and he led the Knicks against the Magic with 24 last night.
Patrick is off to a great start, not only with the points, but with the rebounding and the block shots.
Off the screen, Curry hits the jumper, one of the better outside shooters for years in the NBA. Veteran Del Curry in his 11th year from Virginia Tech, and now the Hornets get some rhythm going offensively, trailing 8-4. Ewing has it low against Divac. And a 3-second violation has been called against the Knicks. It'll be Hornets ball.
Well, they catch Oakley in the lane, Dick, on the offside. Now just keep an eye on Muggsy as he breaks down the traffic. Now watch the shirts come to him, and he's still able to find a guy in traffic. And remember, he's only 5'3", 141 pounds.
But Dave Cowens needs him in there because he makes the right decisions for a point guard like that one, as he had a pass left behind for Divac, and another New York foul. And that foul is against Charlie Ward. Jeff Van Gundy, who had to sweat out last night's game after a 25-point lead over the Magic, but he's got to be pleased with the early start by the Knicks.
And then down the wire, big foul shots by Chris Childs in his first game back, and then putting in Scotty Brooks for the last play, gets fouled and walks to the line and knocks down a big two.
Vlade Divac, there is Brooks. Divac 6 for 11 from the free throw line coming into this game, averaging 8 points a game, well under his career high, coming over from the Lakers in the deal that sent Kobe Bryant and his draft rights to L.A.
Now you say, what's wrong with this guy? Well, he's only getting 25 minutes a game. When he played at the Lakers, he got 36, 37. But how about the fact that that was his 12th foul shot attempt this year, and this is their 9th game? I mean, where is the power play?
When you're 7-1 and you are the center, you got to get to the line a lot more than that. 8-5 the score. The Knicks leading. Here is Ewing shooting over Divac. And Divac gets the rebound. So Vlade did a good job defensively on Patrick. He made it a tough shot for Ewing, and now the Hornets with a chance to creep closer. They trailed 6-0 and a New York foul.
I'm impressed in the early going with Allen Houston's defense on Curry. He's been all over him on the catch, because you've made a great point, Dick. One of the best in the history of the game, long-range catch and shoot.
Foul was on Allen Houston, his first. This is a tough matchup for Charlie Ward Bogues. There's no question about it. And Divac in the lane misses the shot. The rebound by Charles Oakley. 8-5, the Knicks lead. A little more than 4 minutes have gone by here in the first quarter. Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown from Charlotte. Charles Oakley rims the basket on a jump shot, and here comes Bogues in the open court. 3-on-2 break. Anthony Mason lays it up, and it's a 1-point game.
That was a very nice save and an excellent stutter by Mason to rid the defense and then go in uncontested.
So Bogues already with 3 assists, and Mason with his first points of the game, coming in averaging 14.3, third leading scorer for the Hornets. Knicks lead is down to 1. Allen Houston with a fall away from the baseline, and here's Muggsy again. And the Hornets trying to take their first lead of the game. Knicks get back defensively. Charlotte coming in 3-5 and 2-2 here at the Coliseum.
He can make that.
Geiger short on the 3, and the rebound, Larry Johnson.
Well, he's shooting 503s. Now you got to get out on him. He's already made 5 this year, 3 in 1 game.
And a kick ball and a new 24-second clock for the Knicks, and we'll take our first timeout of the game. 6:51 remaining in the first. The Knicks lead the Hornets 8-7.
Until it's touched, they'll have to throw it up. Garherd, turnaround shot in the air. It's good. It's tied again. I don't believe it. And now that's a steal by Bird. Underneath the DJ lane. 105 by Bird. Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good. The Bulls win.
He's really our point guard. He's our only true, legitimate, experienced point guard. Ability to run the team, verbalize, get the ball to the guys in the shooting positions where they're comfortable, when they need the ball, and be the link between the team and the coach on the floor, know all the situations. He's the only one we have.
And there's no question, Hubie, that he really gives them a tremendous spark that they haven't had lately.
Well, there is a key stat. He's had almost 5 assists for every turnover. That's first of all time in the NBA. He's won the award 6 out of the last 7 years. And when you consider his physical makeup and the fact that he will challenge the big people in this league in the lane, it's really an awesome stat, Dick.
And he's got the Hornets to within 1 here. Here's Larry Johnson facing the basket, isolated against Mason, and he hits the jumper. So Larry Johnson, with his first field goal, now has 3 points in this game.
Well, if he makes his jump shot, he's very tough. Mainly, you can see right there, Mason will give him the jump shot first. He just wants to keep him out of the lane. Johnson had only 8 points last night against the Magic, and here's Mason working against Johnson with Patrick Ewing coming over to double. 3 on the shot clock, and a great inside move and a foul as Anthony Mason against the double team went baseline and got the basket, and another New York foul. This one is on Larry Johnson. Well, you can see he's determined here. You know, he takes the triple team, he backs away. Now watch as he dips and comes baseline right there. Strong move. Second foul against Larry Johnson. And Anthony Mason shooting 65% from the line, completes the three-point play. And the Hornets and the Knicks are all tied 10-10. The Hornets are on an 8-2 run. Allen Houston misses outside, and the ball is last touched by the Knicks, and it's Hornets ball. In the first 6 minutes, Dick, you have to give Divac and Geiger and Mason a lot of credit. They are keeping the Knicks away from the second shot. The Knicks, one of the top offensive rebounding teams in this league. I'll tell you, the crowd a lot more interested than they were about this time Friday night against the Bulls. They were ready to leave. The Bulls had routed Charlotte. No contest. Great feed inside to Divac. Good passing interior by the Hornets. Divac now gives the Hornets their first lead of the game, 12-10. Well, you have to keep Divac involved. And otherwise, you know, he'll just drift, and all of a sudden you think you're playing with 4 players out there. He's not the most fiery player you'll see out there, and when he's involved, that's an important guy. Oakley misses outside Divac with his 3rd rebound, and here come the Hornets, leading by 2, but a bad pass by Muggsy, trying to lead Geiger. Dick, let me tell you what happened on that. Muggsy's miffed, and he should be. Geiger was running, and he slowed down. Muggsy gave him the eye contact. That's why he led him on that. So the turnover charged to Muggsy, but Geiger didn't complete the toss. And another Knick turnover. That has been one of the negatives for the Knicks so far. They have had an inordinate amount of turnovers, especially on the road, yet it has not cost them games. It has kept the game close. Yeah. Geiger, turnaround with a jumper, and the Hornets now up by a score of 14-10. And they are on a roll right now. They have outscored the Knicks 12-2. Charlie Ward firing over Bugs, and he hits. And the Hornets up by 2 with 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. And all 5 Knicks starters are in the scoring column. Bugs going out and leaves it for Divac. Wide open. Rebound by Oakley. Oakley now with 4 boards. Charlotte cannot get any easier shots than they're getting. Houston. Allen Houston, who hit a 3, now adds 2 more, and the Knicks have tied up Charlotte at 14. Well, this is a good battle. Del Curry and Houston playing one another. They're fighting over staggered screens, and they must get to one another in transition. Keep in mind, Charlotte has not played since that disaster against the Bulls Friday night when they lost 110-87. And that score is not as close as the game was. It was a blowout early by the Bulls. Here is Mason, goes up, basket counts, and a foul. Anthony Mason against his former team gets the hoop, and the Knick foul has been charged to Patrick Ewing. Now this is just a beautiful reverse move. Now watch as he comes into traffic right there. That's upper body strength, how easily he took it to the rim. So Anthony Mason on the line, and Jeff Van Gundy has gone to his bench. John Wallace, the rookie from Syracuse, who had gotten off to a good start, and Chris Childs, who returned to action. He had a fractured fibula, did not play until last night. He had 16 minutes
5 points against Orlando, and he's come into the game.
Well, he's a defensive stopper first. You know that he can make the three-point shots, but the main thing for him, conditioning, Dick. It's going to take him a while to get in game condition.
Free agent pickup from the New Jersey Nets, Childs. Meanwhile, Glenn Rice, leading scorer for the Hornets, has also checked in. Falling down is Geiger, and that lets Ewing go in for an easy stump. Patrick Ewing has 4 points, and the Hornets lead by 1. Anthony Mason has 2 3-point plays so far, so he's been an early go-to guy for Charlotte.
Well, Geiger was upset because Ewing put him down on the floor, and then he made his move.
Bogues leaves it for Mason. Cannot face Oakley, and Geiger with a jumper. John Wallace, the rebound for the Knicks. Wallace has been impressive, averaging 17 minutes a game. Houston misses the 3. Tipped out. Joe Curry working against Chris Childs. We mentioned his defensive exploits. Pick and roll, Geiger picked up by Oakley. Good start thus far between these teams. Mason hit from right inside the key. He's 4 for 4 from the field, and Anthony Mason, who struggled in their game in New York, has 10 points to lead the Hornets, and a timeout called by the Knicks with 2:38 to go in the first quarter. Hornets 19, the Knicks 16.
The ball is here with Charlie Ward. Keep an eye on Patrick Ewing's arm in the neck of Geiger. When the pass goes in, Muggsy Bogues is late on the double team. Now just watch how he sheds him, and he knocks Geiger on the floor. Muggsy is too late getting there. Patrick all the way for the dunk.
Last night against the Orlando Magic, Patrick Ewing reached an important career milestone, becoming only the 23rd player to score 20,000 points. Patrick Ewing, who so far tonight has scored 4 points. And Hubie, as we look at the shooting statistics, shooting has been down in the NBA, but you never know it from this game. Both teams over 50%.
And Charlotte has missed at least 5 wide open shots between 8 and 15 feet. They're getting everything that they could wish for against such a good defensive team as the Knicks.
Scott Burrell has come in for the Hornets, and John Starks, who has been hot off the bench as the 6th man for the Knicks, is in the lineup now. Charles Oakley with Childs and John Wallace under the basket. Feed to Starks, and Starks hits a 3. So John Starks coming in 34% from downtown and averaging 14 points a game, ties it at 19.
One of Wallace's major assets is his passing ability.
George Zedek has also come into the game for the Hornets. Rice had his first shot blocked by Buck Williams, as both teams have gone to their second unit to a great degree here in the waning moments of this first quarter. Starks guarded by Rice, and Glenn Rice committing the foul on the driving John Starks, his first.
Now this is a tough matchup for Rice, who is playing with an injured heel, and Starks is so quick off the dribble getting into the lane.
So Childs is out there along with Starks, Wallace, Buck Williams, and Charles Oakley for the Knicks. Starks, quick pass and shoot. Scott Burrell knocked him to the ground. Nobody saw it on the official side. And so with the score tied, Muggsy Bogues playing this entire first half. Bogues fires away. And good position by John Starks. And the Knicks looking to take the lead with less than a minute and a half to go. First quarter here at the Charlotte Coliseum. Wallace over Rice. And the rebound by Anthony Mason. Mason has scored 10 points here in the first quarter for the Hornets. Rice for 3. In and out. There was another good shot by the Hornets that didn't fall.
Did I emphasize the fact that Charlotte is 25th in rebounding?
You did say it.
Yeah.
You did say
you
it.
would never know it by this first quarter. They are playing a perfect game in regards to defensive rebounding here tonight.
Which is why statistics are a guideline, and then a team can come out and defy those numbers. Tip ball on the pass inside to Buck Williams, but converting is John Starks. He's got 5 off the bench in a short time, and the Knicks regain the lead, 21-19.
This is a typical Knicks-Charlotte game in this building. Always a brawl, and then let's hope that Muggsy Bogues can give them at least 35, 36 minutes.
Mentioned the Hornets have won 9 of the last 12 against the Knicks. They were 3-0 against New York last year and have won 5 out of 6 right here in this building as Glenn Rice gets into the scoring column, coming in averaging 19 a game for Charlotte.
Dick, they caught the Knicks fronting the post-up guy, meaning Rice.
Great steal by Muggsy Bogues, and he picked Chris Child's pocket and lays it in for the basket to the light of the crowd. Bogues' first point, and the Hornets are up by 2.
When he's at his best, not only at the offensive end, defensively, he's very quick, and he's tough on your dribbler.
Playing for the last shot of the first quarter are the Knicks. It's been a nip and tuck first quarter. Buck Williams ties in with a jumper to tie it at 23.
Plenty of time here. You can get something fairly decent.
They better hurry. And the buzzer sounds as Muggsy was surrounded. Anthony Mason in his first game in Charlotte against his former team, the Knicks, with an impressive first quarter with 10 points, 4 for 4 from the field. And after 1 here in Charlotte, the Hornets and the Knicks are all tied at 23. Welcome back to the NBA on TBS here at the Charlotte Coliseum. First of our doubleheader, the Bulls and the Suns coming up later. And we have a tie at 23 and a far cry from the Knicks home opener at the Garden when New York moved in front by a rousing 37-11 over Charlotte after 1 quarter on November the 3rd.
Well, I think Jeff Van Gundy summed it up. Muggsy Bogues got injured. Rice was out, did not play. Plus, they made a ton of threes in the first quarter at home, and next thing you know, they were riding comfortably. But tonight, there's a different story because you could see the effect that Bogues has had on his ball club.
Bogues sits down. He played the entire first quarter, and Anthony Goldwire, who had been starting at point guard, has come in, and a sweeping hook shot by the veteran Buck Williams gives the Knicks the lead.
That's his side, Dick. Back when he was with Portland and they got to the finals twice, they would always start him out on that left side and allow him to clear out and take his man.
Burrell gets it inside of Mason, and a 3-second violation as Mason couldn't handle it. You mean after 16 years, you kind of have a favorite side as Buck
Oh, absolutely. And you could see, I mean, he's very comfortable there.
Buck Williams, a very key low-post defender for the Knicks with all of the young players and new faces. A stabilizing influence is Buck Williams, guarded by George Zedek. Williams with Wallace, Starks, Childs, and Oakley starting this second quarter, and a Hornet foul called on George Zedek.
Well, you can see Oakley is the only remaining starter out on the floor, but this is quality now. The Knicks really have an outstanding 9-man rotation. Knicks shot 56% in the first quarter, Charlotte 50%.
Good shooting all around. Wallace with Rice in his face. Loose ball, and it's kept alive by Buck Williams. Wide open is Childs for 3, and Chris Childs hits from downtown, and the Knicks have opened up a 5-point lead.
He's a proven 3-point shooter. He's a quality scorer. And right there, Scott Burrell fell asleep.
And Childs fouls Goldwire. The Knicks bench has scored 12 points, so their second unit has had a big edge on the Hornets, thus the 5-point lead. Here's Goldwire in his second year from Houston. Wallace gambling for the steal. Buck Williams is guarding Anthony Mason, who had 10 points in the first quarter. There's that baseline move, but Mason lost the ball, but it was last touched by the Knicks.
Now, this second unit for Charlotte definitely struggling, not in sync.
There's Matt Geiger and Muggsy Bogues on the bench. And finally, nowhere to throw it in, and Scott Burrell will call a timeout. So a timeout, 22nd timeout called by Dave Cowens. And we asked Cowens today, Hubie, why, as a guy who has been aloof and apart from the center of attraction over the years, why he wanted to coach again. He said, you know, for him, the gym and the competition was such a great allure that nothing in the real world could match that. So Cowens decided he wanted to be a head coach again.
Well, you can see for a lot of you young people out there who never saw Dave play, 1973, the MVP, also 2 championships, to the Hall of Fame. He was one of the top 50 players, and then also elected to the Hall of Fame. So David had a sensational career, and when you think that he played at a time that he was only 6'9", was a center, and played with his heart on his sleeve. He was an amazing athlete in the NBA.
And a co-rookie of the year with Jeff Petrie of the Portland Trail Blazers. Childs committing his second foul.
This unit out here for Charlotte, they're missing cutters. Cutters have been wide open for easy baskets in the lane, but the player with the ball is taking the extra dribble.
Here is Scott Burrell, and it's swatted away by Buck Williams. Still, Hornets ball. They have 12 seconds on the shot clock.
Now look at the second unit out here. Oakley's still out here with Buck Williams and John Wallace. So they are not real big, no one over 6'9", but they have long wingspans and they cover well.
And you talk about that inside defense. There was an example. John Wallace got a hand on that ball, and the Knicks come back 3-on-2. Wallace out of control, travels. John Wallace lost control. He made the defensive play at the other end, however, and now it'll be Hornets ball.
Dick, the pass was late. He was open at least 2 steps before that, and once he made the catch, he could not get the pass to the player in the corner.
Buck Williams is guarding Anthony Mason, and we will have a kick ball and a new 24-second clock. No, we'll have a personal foul called against Buck Williams. That is Williams first. Well, the NBA on TBS continues following our game. Michael Jordan and the 10-0 Chicago Bulls head to the Valley of the Sun to take on Phoenix, led by new head coach Danny Ainge. The NBA on TBS continues, coming up here after the Knicks Hornets game. I thought the Bulls were not interested in piling up 72 wins again.
They're just out there, and it's beautiful, Dick, because they're winning by 20 points a game.
Making it look easy. Well, Muggsy Bogues back in there along with Del Curry. And the shot is deflected, and here comes John Starks back for the Knicks.
Wallace with that shot block.
Mason is guarding Starks. Mason has a big height advantage on Starks. Fires it up nonetheless. Misses from three-point range, and the rebound by Zemek. Here comes Bogues. Bogues gave the Hornets big spark in the first quarter.
He's telling them to get out of the way. Now right there, they're calling a foul, a wipe away by Mason. And you know what was sad about that, Dick? The fact that John Starks was guarding Anthony Mason in the pivot. Bogues was pushing everybody out of there, and Curry just launched the shot too soon.
Looking at Anthony Mason's hairstyle, and of course he's always had messages. That was his trademark. He's got a 1 and a 4. He was a very active, vocal guy with the New York Knicks last year. Technical foul has been called on Anthony Mason, so his vocal ways continue into this game, and it gets called for a tee. The foul, by the way, the personal was called against Glenn Rice. Mason
was upset because they didn't go into him. He had a big mismatch, and you've got to get the ball to the free people when they have a mismatch like that.
6-point lead for the Knicks, 29-23, matching their biggest margin in the first quarter. John Starks has it blocked by Mason, got a hand on it, and now Glenn Rice weaves his way past Oakley. Bogues setting it up with 3 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Bogues leaves it for Del Curry, who hits it. So Bogues and Curry come back in the game, and that stops a Knick 8-0 run, and it's a 29-25 game.
See, a lot of people say, well, why guard Bogues? Make him finish. Well, the main thing is once he's in the lane, he can finish. So what you try to do is get to him, make him change direction. But when he hits you with that pass and you shoot, you got to knock him down.
Speaking of knocking him down, that's what Buck Williams did there. So Buck off the bench has 6 points on perfect 3-for-3 shooting, and the Knicks up again by 6. Knick foul inside, and we'll have some substitutions coming in. Malik Rose, a rookie from Drexel, who's a superb rebounder, and Matt Geiger both come back. There is Rose, and talking to Dave Cowens today, said maybe he could be our best rebounder on the team.
No, he loves him. He loves his attitude. He works extremely hard. He's a wide body. When he played at Drexel, he was Player of the Year in his conference 2 years in a row, and he just plays with his heart.
John Wallace with the personal foul, his first. Here is Bogues shooting over Wallace. And Rose keeps it alive for Glenn Rice, who hits a three. Glenn Rice from downtown. And the Knicks lead now is down to 3.
Anytime that you have Rice and Curry on the floor with Bogues, you've got to pay attention to the threes.
Starks misses from outside, and Celio Rose knocks it into the hands of Bogues. Glenn Rice coming back to back now with 7 points, 2 in a row by Glenn Rice. And the Knicks lead is down to 1 and a timeout called by New York.
Tell me that little rascal isn't causing havoc here tonight. And it's nice to see Rice ending the play with the big splash. We told you coming in, this is a high percentage three-point shooting team. Now, once Bugs comes up into this area, keep an eye on it. Here to the left of your screen, watch what's happening. See, he sees Rice. Rice now is going to step back and go for the long shot.
Glenn Rice, who did not play in the first 3 games of the year because of a sprained left ankle, and did not start tonight, not because of injury. It was a coach's decision, but maybe not starting him has been the important thing, although lately Rice has been the leading scorer with 20 or more 3 straight games.
This is a team that launches 19 threes a game. They shoot 41%. They have 5 players averaging over 40%. That's unheard of.
And that's why their strength has to be the perimeter shot. Here's Chris Giles for 2. Loose ball inside Oakley, and it's blocked. Oakley has it blocked by Malik Rose. And we'll have a palming violation. Discontinued is the call against Muggsy Bogues. Gives it over to the Knicks.
Well, he's claiming that he cradled it, but I just think that the ball got caught on his hip. Now keep an eye on this. See, as he comes down in here, he's dribbling the ball, and the ball gets caught on his hip. That's nothing but a loose ball. That was not a violation.
And that's how Muggsy feels about it, Hubie.
All you have to do is pick up the dribble, and that's exactly what he did.
Giles controlling, gets it down low to Ewing, and a foul, kickball, so a new 24-second clock. The Knicks twice tonight have had a 6-point lead in each of the first 2 quarters, but the Hornets have always come back. They're down to the Knicks now 31-30. Double team on Childs. Buck Williams left open. Geiger is on Ewing now. We near the 7-minute mark in the second quarter. Starks driving the baseline. John Starks now with 8 points off the bench.
That's a very difficult shot. He's at a bad angle. He's at the midpoint, which is halfway between the basket and the sideline. Very difficult angle, and he splashes.
Muggsy Bogues scoops it in to Glenn Rice. And there is Malik Rose. So already with a couple of offensive rebounds and a block shot at the other end, we have seen what Malik Rose can do. And remember, he was picked in the second round as the 44th pick in the draft. Timeout with 6:41 to go in the half. The Knicks lead by 3.
Vince Cellini back at the TBS studios in Atlanta. Little update on the Seattle Supersonics. 8-game win streak brought to U.S. Air Arena. Now Washington wearing the throwback uniforms. As for Sean Kemp, he's just throwing down. 23 first-half points, 14 of them in the first quarter, including the Sonics' first 10 points of the game. At the half, it was 51-48. Third quarter just underway in D.C. Let's go back to Charlotte now, and Hubie Brown and Dick Stock.
Well, you're going to see Patrick Ewing here have the basketball come into the lane, and watch as he finds John Starks over in the corner. Here's the movement. Here comes your double team by Bogues. And then as Ewing finds Starks, good ball fake, and this is a difficult shot right at that midpoint area.
Starks with 8 points, the leading scorer for the New York Knicks, including one of those field goals from downtown. The foul was on Buck Williams, his second. So on the line will be Malik Rose. Talked about how impressive a rebounder he was in college. Rose right now is second to Derek Coleman of the 76ers as the all-time modern rebounding leader in NCAA play.
Well, a lot of people were afraid to draft him, saying that will he be able to play power forward or center because of his size, because he's a legitimate 6'7". but he plays so big, Dick. He's a wide body and he can hold his area. That's a key to rebounding, blocking out and holding your area.
Knicks lead 33-32, and Geiger and Ewing in the lane, and a foul has been called against the Hornets. It's on Geiger, and that'll be his first personal.
That's a good battle. Geiger is trying to front Patrick Ewing. Ewing is holding him off by getting a wide base, and he's got his arms up, and he's not allowing to come around into the front.
Allen Houston and Charlie Ward, the starting guard tandem, have reported back for the Knicks, who lead by 1 point. Less than 6.5 to go, and Allen Houston with a runner in the lane falls short. Here's Muggsy Bogues, 3-on-2. Knicks get back. Houston, as you mentioned, good defense. He's playing well again. Bogues with an alley-oop to Geiger.
Beautiful. Beautiful assist. Great eye contact, but that's because Geiger kept moving that time in traffic, knowing that the ball would be there.
And Muggsy Bogues now has chalked up 7 assists in his first half.
This is just beautiful because he was going away from Geiger, but they had eye contact.
So the Hornets regain the lead by 1. Back and forth they go. We've had 5 lead changes and 5 ties already in this first half. And Rose is called for the foul, and a good baseline move made by Larry Johnson for Rose. That's his first person.
Anytime that you have players trying to front you, you've got to be able to hold them off with the arm on the inside near closest to the lane.
Ewing alone, knocked away by Glenn Rice, and he prevented an easy basket by Patrick Ewing, knocking it out of bounds.
Main thing right now for the Knicks, stay within what you're doing. Continue to run all of your screens. Things will open up for you.
Ewing working strong and is fouled. Del Curry claiming that Ewing did not have control of the ball, but Geiger now with his second personal foul.
Main thing right now, anytime you go into Ewing, if Ewing goes strong, see how Ewing holds him off with that elbow. Now as he comes in strong here, yeah, sure, he lost the ball, but Geiger catches him on the elbow first.
Ewing, by the way, has scored 4 points, as many of the Knicks are in the scoring column, but Ewing, their leading scorer, only with 4 right now. Double team on Larry Johnson. Here's Ewing working against Geiger, and Geiger fouls Patrick Ewing.
Watch out for the tee.
He had the ball, but I also think he got his arm as well. That was a good call.
Yeah, it's a good call, and also you know that the established scorers in the league are going to get this call. Now, you can see right here, first of all, it was hand checking, and then right there, yeah, he got the ball, but he also got him across the wrist. So you know Ewing's going to get that call.
So Geiger with 3 personal fouls in 1 minute of play. As you look at Patrick Ewing's performance so far in the half court.
Main thing right now, Dick, you continue to go to him in the last 5 minutes and 33 seconds. They cannot afford, they cannot afford to have Geiger pick up another unnecessary foul. I know they got him out of the game. That's a good move. Go right at Divac.
So Divac is in there. Good feed. Curry from Rice. Didn't go. The Hornets with a lot of shots that have not fallen. Allen Houston comes back with a 3. That's his second from downtown. So Houston and Starks each with 8 points, and the Knicks lead 38-34.
Houston now 17 for 38 on the season.
Curry being bottled up by John Starks. Is Divac working against Ewing. And Divac tries to tip it in, and Starks is there. John Starks brings it out. No look pass to Larry Johnson. He gets fouled and gets the basket as well.
Bad transition defense. Anytime that you get back in a situation like that, you must foul and not allow the shot to get up. Don't let the player take the ball above his numbers, because then he'll just out-muscle you and continue on in his shot. This is good court recognition. Larry Johnson out. Now, we tell you, that's one thing about the Knicks this year. They're always looking to get the ball up the floor.
Larry Johnson misses the free throw. So the Knicks lead is 40-34, matching their biggest lead of the game, 6 points. Both teams are in the penalty, and Muggsy Bogues, beating Childs off the dribble, is fouled going to the basket.
Now, Muggsy's doing a good job tonight with the hesitation. He took Charlie Ward strong. Once he made that hesitation move, the explosion. Big thing right now for Charlotte. This unit Yeah, it might be their best offensive unit scoring-wise, but they're missing a lot of easy crib baskets here, and you got to score, especially when you're at home.
Malik Rose leads the game and is replaced by Anthony Mason. Bogues hits both free throws. The Knicks lead is 40-36 with 4:35 remaining in the first half.
Well, they're in like a 2-2-1 three-quarter court press. Unfortunately, they've not been able to come up with any strong traps.
Ewing is fouled inside by Del Curry, who picks up his second in the last minute and a half. And Patrick Ewing, who has 6 points, will go to the line. Ewing 72% from the stripe this year.
Now we'll show you the trap. See, anytime that you do get a trap, you're going to see it right here. Go over the top and then go into the middle. And you can see right there, you have a guard rotating down on Patrick Ewing. It's all over.
Ewing with the free throw, and the Knicks lead is 41-36. In a quiet first half for the Knicks center, who leads with 23 points, 8th in the league, and is 7th in rebounding in the NBA. 42-36. Once again, the Knicks up by 6. Getting close to the 4-minute mark in this first half. We were tied at 23 after 1. Pick and roll with Divac, but Rice did not give him a good pass, and it's Knicks ball.
Good observation, Dick. Bad pass. When you come off the screen and roll, come off 2 dribbles. That extends the defense, and it creates a better passing lane for you.
Ewing against Divac, foul. So lately, the Knicks are getting it into the big guy, and the big guy's going to the line.
And every time he's going power move right into the lane, Dick. You would think that pretty soon that Divac, as well as Geiger, would protect the lane, force him back to the baseline, and see what he will do.
Geiger on the bench with 3 personal fouls. And Ewing now 5 for 5 from the free throw line. Coming up on the Nike halftime report, Vince Cellini, joined in our Atlanta studio by Cheryl Miller. We'll have scores and highlights from tonight's action, along with a preview of the second half of our doubleheader when the Bulls and Suns go at it, coming up on the Nike halftime report. Only 1 for Ewing at the line as he misses for the first time tonight, but the Knicks get the ball back with under 4 minutes to go. With their biggest lead, 7 points. Ewing with a fall away, and the rebound by Anthony Mason. Hornets trying to stage a late rally here in the second quarter. They lost to the Knicks on November the 3rd. Muggsy Bogues, he's been the key to them so far, and Bogues now with 6.
Now that's a shot in the arm for him. Usually he does not take that shot coming off that high screen and roll. Usually he will try to get into the lane.
Knicks lead by 5, and a great pass, Ward, to Allen Houston. Talk about cutters, and Houston now in double figures with 10.
How about the dunk up over the top of a defender?
Rice not going to challenge Ewing. Defended against the hoop. And a personal foul has been called against the Hornets. Offensive foul.
Now here comes Bogues off the screen and roll. See, by taking the extra dribble, that extended the defense, opened up the jump. Now just watch Allen Houston right here go up over a defender and slam dunk that. Not bad without a dribble.
At 6'6". So Rose comes back in the game for the Hornets. He has been a terrific rebounder. Personal foul, by the way, was against Glenn Rice. It's 45-38. The Knicks with a 7-point lead. Under 3 minutes to go. And Charlie Ward misses from just inside the 3-point line. And the Hornets coming back. Bogues playing a lot of minutes in this first half. Coming off an injury. Greg Sager demonstrated the acupuncture treatment on what was the left knee injury by Bogues. Weak shot by Divac, and the Knicks come back.
Oh, good
Houston for 3. He's got 2 from downtown already. Bogues down to Malik Rose, and a foul is called before the shot, but he'll go to the line anyway to shoot 2.
A great look by Muggsy Bogues. An excellent pass, a good head fake, but then a good foul by Starks. Force him to make the foul shots.
2:22 remaining in the first half. The Knicks with the lead.
Celebrating the NBA at 50, Chrysler brings you One-on-One, a matchup of NBA stars past and present. Abdul-Jabbar and Parrish, two names forever linked because of their battles and endurance. Kareem Skyhook took flight for 20 NBA seasons, including 3 finals versus Robert Parrish. And while the Chiefs Celtics defeated Kareem's Lakers only once for the title, Parrish continues to chase Kareem in his 20th season in search of one more ring.
Welcome back to Charlotte. We've completed one half here, the first half of our NBA doubleheader. The New York Knickerbockers lead the Charlotte Hornets 51-45. The Knicks at one point had a 10-point lead, and one of the things that UB have talked about over the years is the importance of having the second unit. They always talk about the starters, but the guys coming off the bench could play key roles.
The Knicks bench 7 for 15. They're outscoring Charlotte 17-10. Allen Houston, terrific first half. But they're losing the battle of the boards. Charlotte, a +6 in rebounding, a surprise up until this time. Muggsy Bogues, 22 minutes, 8 assists, 6 points, and then 3 rebounds. You say, well, what's the big deal? That's 1 more rebound than Patrick Ewing in this game.
All right, let's take a look at some of that first half highlights. But first, the statistics. Knicks coming in leading the NBA in shooting at 51%. And the turnover story, which you pointed out, the Knicks, too many turnovers, second most in the league. They've cut them down.
Well, tonight they're just having a good night. But just to show you the fact that they're struggling, we're struggling, and this graphic is struggling, okay?
Let's take a look at the highlights. This was in the first quarter.
There's a strip. Now, that's only 1 of 5 turnovers for the Knicks. Nice to see Muggsy put it away. Now, this is a strong move by Mason on his way to a solid 13 points. Starks knocking it down. Excellent game off the bench with 8. And then Allen Houston dunking up over the top. 5 for 10 from the floor, 2 for 5 in threes. A solid first half.
Right now, let's go to Craig Sager, who's with Dave Cowens.
Great rebounding, terrific ball movement by Muggsy Bogues, but Coach Cowens, you're not hitting your outside shots. They're burying theirs. Anything different in the second half?
Well, I mean, we got to keep taking our shots. I think, Matt, the guys that are shooting it are probably the guys they want to shoot it, but we still expect them to knock it down. Vladdy's got to be ready, and Matt Geiger. But we're going to work hard to try to get the ball in the hands of our shooters, which Curry and Rice and Burrell and those guys.
22 minutes by Muggsy. How long can he go in the second half?
Probably another 22.
All right, thanks a lot. Let's go back to Dick.
All right, Craig, thank you very much. There's Glenn Rice starting the second half on the bench. The Knicks with the ball with Charlie Ward and Allen Houston, Patrick Ewing, Charles Oakley, and Larry Johnson playing his first game in a Knick uniform in the place he played for the Charlotte Hornets for 5 years. And the jumper by Allen Houston picking up where he left off, 14 in the game.
Their key is really on fire tonight. 6 for 11 from the field.
And 2 from downtown. The Knicks lead 53-45. Muggsy Bogues and picking up against the screen the chip. Curry off a screen. Houston in his face misses a 3. The rebound by Oakley. But Allen Houston certainly has upped his game defensively.
Yes, he has. He's challenged Curry all night long. He's not allowing him to get going. Down inside here, you saw Divac trying to play on the top side of Patrick Ewing. The most impressive thing about Ewing's game tonight is how he is shedding the players. Watch him shed him with that left arm and then get that foul called on Divac. You can see Divac's in there trying to play and disrupt from the top side.
Charles Oakley from outside, and the rebound by Larry Johnson keeps it alive. That personal foul was on Divac, his second. He gets the rebound into the hands of Muggsy Bogues. Bogues working against Charlie Ward. Oakley on Mason.
Nice.
Cutting is Curry, and he lays it in. Del Curry with 6 points in the game. He started this game.
Del Curry laid a perfect elbow right in the chest of Allen Houston to shed him to get that shot off.
Curry coming in as the second leading scorer for the Hornets at over 16 points a game. Allen Houston hits his second from the field in the second half, and the Knick lead is 55-47.
Allen Houston and Curry right now are trying to play horse at the beginning of the third quarter. Oakley fronting Mason.
And Divac's going in around Patrick Ewing.
Now, you know that's there, Dick. He can take Ewing from the top of the circle anytime, but he's got to make a few jumpers to keep Patrick honest.
6-point lead. Ewing with a fall-away over Divac. Patrick Ewing now with 11 points and his first basket of the second half. Scoring is picking up much quicker pace, and it's an 8-point New York lead.
Patrick playing very much under control, Dick.
Spin move by Mason, and it's off his knee out of bounds, and it'll be Knicks ball.
Now keep an eye on Curry on this curl. Coming right out of the left of your screen. Look at that elbow. See how he shed Houston that time? That was beautiful.
But the Knicks have the ball on a Hornets turnover, leading by 8. Here's Houston's been red hot. Curry trying to contain him. Here is Charlie Ward, left wide open for a 3, and he's got it. Charlie Ward with his first from downtown, and the Hornets want a timeout.
That time, Muggsy Bogues got caught behind a staggered screen, and he cheated. Charlie Ward faded right to the corner. A beautiful read.
And the Knicks have their biggest bulge of the game, 60-49.
The basketball is out at the top of the circle, but watch Charlie Ward and Muggsy Bogues. Muggsy defensively on the dotted line, Charlie Ward on the baseline. Charlie's going to go to the left. Watch Patrick Ewing hang up Muggsy Bogues. And then Charlie Ward smart enough to step behind the 3. Divac's late in his reaction, in your face. The old story. It's not how fast you come off the screen, it's how you read the defense.
The Knicks 5 for 8 from downtown, and for Charlotte, that has been their big offensive weapon this year, shooting the threes. But so far tonight, they're only 1 for 4, and that 1 3-pointer coming from Glenn Rice. So now comes the Hornets trailing by 11, their biggest deficit of the game, with Bogues in there with the Divac, Anthony Mason, Matt Geiger, and Del Curry. Curry giving up his dribble. Divac double teamed, and Oakley knocked it away, but a foul is called against Charles Oakley. And injury report for the Hornets. Scott Perrell suffered a strained right patella tendon, and he won't return. Another in a long list of injuries for very talented player Scott Perrell.
It's just amazing, Dick. He missed 31 games his first year, 17 the second, and 62 last year, and he's injured again.
Divac, the rebound by Oakley. By the way, playing with 3 fouls. He and Larry Johnson, the starting forwards, each with 3 persons.
Well, you got to take advantage of that. You've got to go right at Oakley, force them to make the substitution to go with Buck Williams.
Oakley firing over Divac way off the mark, and the rebound by Anthony Mason. That was an ill-advised offensive sequence for the Knicks, who, as you said, playing within themselves with an 11-point lead right now. See if the Hornets can make headway here. Hornets have lost 4 in a row, 3 and 5 on this young season. Del Curry with a runner. And Divac tried to tip it in, and he lays it in. Good persistence by the veteran Vlade Divac in his 8th year. The former Laker cuts the lead to 60-51.
Well, Charlotte's coming back. Divac and Geiger have got to make it happen.
Charlie Ward goes low now to Ewing. And on the switch, Divac picks up Ward, and he finds Oakley inside, and Oakley fouled by Geiger, and that'll be the 4th personal foul against Matt Geiger.
Dick, that was a beautiful read by Charlie Ward. Now we're going to stop it right here. Charlie Ward, after the next dribble, could pass to Ewing in the corner or to Oakley coming out of the left of the screen. See, they caught Geiger in the middle. That was a beautiful pass by Charlie Ward.
Charlie Ward, who only started 1 game in his career until this season, and with Childs opening up the season on the sideline with a fractured fibula, seeing a lot of action and delivering as the Knicks' 8-2 record has attributed. Now Geiger is on the bench. Glenn Rice has come back in.
Charles Oakley is the heart and soul of the Knicks defense. He gives you right around 9 rebounds, a consistent 11 to 12 points a game. But the key, he is their rotator, the man who picks up everyone. Once they trap, screen, and rolls, he rotates all over the floor to pick up the free people.
Notice with all the Knicks changes, the one guy besides Ewing they wouldn't touch would be Charles Oakley, because he is their defensive standard and rebounding standard. Glenn Rice missing from the perimeter. He had the open shot. Houston, Oakley, Tough cross-court pass. Plenty of time on the shot clock for the Knicks. 13, and Ewing fires from the baseline. And a rebound by Oakley. Misses the lay-in. Loose ball. Tipped up into the hands of Houston. Good hustle by the New York Knicks. They got another shot at it. And we will have a whistle and a pushing foul and a clock violation.
Charlotte has gone small right now with that foul on Geiger. They made the substitution. So now you have Rice playing Larry Johnson, and then you also have Curry and Bogues in the backcourt. So Rice must get back in and help them on the defensive board.
Delay because of an adjustment of the clock. Johnson guarded by Glenn Rice. The Knicks leading by 11, matching their biggest lead of the game. Johnson lost control and then leans in with the basket, and the Knicks now up by a score of 64-51, their biggest lead with under 7 minutes remaining in the third. And the basket counts. Mason gets the basket off balance, and the foul as well. He'll take it. Wasn't pretty.
Now Mason made the head fake. He makes the head fake here to get the defender up in the air. Now just watch. Ewing is up, so now he just throws it up, catches glass, ball falls in. That is his 15th point of this game.
And for Ewing, his second personal foul. Mason misses the free throw, and the Knicks lead is 11, 64-53. And when Dave Collins told Craig Sager Muggsy will play 22 minutes, he wasn't kidding. He's been in there all the way here in this third quarter. Larry Johnson working his way around Glenn Rice, and an offensive foul called against Johnson, and that'll be number 4 on Larry Johnson.
Solid call. He definitely hooked the defender with his left arm. And as soon as he drops it down, now just watch as he comes. See it right there. He catches him. You know, referee Vaden on the sideline. You can see him right in your picture. Had that one perfect.
So Larry Johnson goes out. He has scored 9 points, and John Wallace, the rookie from Syracuse, who's been scoreless, has replaced him. They're all over Rice. Wallace all over the top outside shooter. Divac to Curry. Puts the fake as Houston came out, and then Del Curry now with 8 points, 4 here in the third quarter. And it's a 9-point lead for New York.
The Knicks have been challenging every shot, Dick. I think that's the most impressive thing here defensively tonight. Anytime you shoot it, they're running at you.
Ward from the perimeter. Mason had it, lost it, and Ward gets it again. Good hustle. They're getting all the loose balls, it seems, tonight, the Knicks are.
Good call. Charlie Ward has that sixth sense. His nose for the ball is really terrific to watch.
Nearly a steal by Curry. Houston gets it to Ewing on the baseline, and Allen Houston is having a whale of a game here in Charlotte, and the Knicks again up by 11. And Houston's doing it at both ends.
Dick, he's just, you can see the 16 points and 3 assists. Our man Marty Aronoff is just burning here with stats.
And he appreciates that plug, as he always does, because if you didn't give him that plug, he wouldn't show up.
Now keep an eye on Allen as he moves in. Divac comes back up. Allen, boom. Anytime they leave your man, Patrick moving right to the front of the rim.
Hornets will inbound with Glenn Rice. 5:21 remaining in the third quarter. Dick Stockton, Hubie Brown, and Craig Sager with you from Charlotte. Don't forget the undefeated Chicago Bulls at 10-0 come up next on TBS against the Phoenix Suns. Blocked by Wallace, and he gets it into the hands of Chris Tiles. Wallace with a spectacular play defensively against the diminutive Bogues, and a foul called against Charlotte. And the foul is called against Mason, his second.
They catch him pushing Ewing in the back as Ewing was trying to post up on the right side of the lane.
Oakley will inbound for the Knicks, who lead 66-55. Ewing with a fake on defense, but traveled, and they're calling a lot more of that this year.
Yeah, that was a good call, Dick. When he caught it, he definitely moved both pivot feet as he was trying to move before the bounce. Now, you're going to see Muggsy Bogues go to the basket. How about the long arms of Wallace right there coming from behind?
And the save by Wallace. And here is Bogues, goes right through Wallace and Ewing, no basket. The foul before the shot, and Bogues is complaining. And he thought the basket should count, but it'll be the foul against Wallace, his third personal.
Now you're going to see the extra bounce right here. But, you know, referee Vaden said that he definitely called it before he made the extra move.
And Bogues goes right past Wallace and throws it away. And a foul. Curry fouls Chris Childs to prevent a Knick fast break. So again, a Charlotte turnover, and Curry chalks up his third personal. Knicks lead 66-55, and it's just interesting, Hubie, that when the Knicks made all their changes to presumably improve their offense, it appeared that the question mark would be what kind of a defensive team would this be. That had been their identity, but defensively they've been strong this season.
Oh, they've been doing a terrific job. It's solid team defense. Everyone is picking it up. They chase you into certain areas. They trap you. But the key to defense, Dick, is always trust in the other four guys that you're playing with.
Last touch by the Hornets, so it is still Knicks ball with 5 seconds on the shot clock. Been a quiet crowd tonight. They had reason to be quiet the last Friday night when the Bulls ran over the Hornets, but tonight the Hornets have battled the Knicks, even though they've trailed most of the way. Here's Ewing with a fake and a jumper at the buzzer. Wild shot off the glass, and now they rule that the 24-second clock had expired.
The ball did not hit the rim. Right now, you look at the Charlotte offense, you see a lot of movement, but players are not open as they're coming off the screen, and then there is not a release point. They just can't see. It seems like they're late.
Divac with a reverse layup gets the basket, but that has been the exception more than the rule tonight for them.
They would usually miss that pass or be late with the pass and allow the defense to recover.
Yet they're only down by 9 with under 4 to go in the third quarter. Houston with a blind pass. Bogues saves it for Divac. Great play by Muggsy Bogues inside. Here's Anthony Mason going to the basket. Lays it up. The basket counts and a foul.
There you go. The fans have been waiting for something like that. Excellent defense. A 4-on-3 transition. And then the dribbler keeping his dribble. And now just watch Bogues. He knocks it. Divac makes the save. He kicks it out. And then once Mason comes up here, he just overpowers the guards who are back.
And the foul is against Allen Houston, his third. Muggsy Bogues with 10 assists. We'll be right back. The Hornets were down by 13 points, but now the Knick lead is 66-59, a 7-point lead. And looking at that big deal between the Knicks and the Hornets, Larry Johnson for Anthony Mason coming into the game. Here were the numbers where Mason had the edge over Larry Johnson by a little. It's been pretty close, although Mason's rebounding has been impressive. And in tonight's game, this is what they've done with Mason with 17 points to lead Charlotte.
The main thing when you look at it is Anthony Mason plays 9 more minutes than Larry Johnson. They both get 9 shot attempts a game. So you can see the minutes help Mason because he gets to the line more during that period of time. But if you look at Larry Johnson, he's never averaged less than 16 points and 7 rebounds a game.
Mason now 6 of 8 from the free throw line, and the lead is 6. The Hornets making a run here in the waning moments of the third quarter. 9-2 in the last 3 minutes. Allen Houston misses, and Divac the rebound.
Now that's one of the very few times that they got the Knicks to shoot quick against that 2-2-1 trap.
And Curry saves the pass outside. So the Hornets with a chance to cut it to 4 or 3 if they can hit from downtown. Pick and roll. Anthony Mason misses the shot and the rebound by Oakley. And it always seems to be Oakley, and a steal by Bogues. Bogues gets it right back. Glenn Rice fires. That was a wild shot by Rice. He wasn't even steady. He's 3 for 8 from the field. Way off the mark was Glenn Rice. So the Hornets had 2 opportunities there, and the Knick lead is still 6, and another chance. Del Curry on the steal.
For the first time tonight, Dick, the Knicks are trying to force the passes, and Charlotte doing an excellent job cutting off the pass from the opposite side of the floor.
I'm going to say the Knicks are giving the Hornets chance after chance to really cut into this lead. Bogues with a jumper, and Divac misses with the follow-up. Knicks have turned it over 6 times in this quarter after turning it over less than that in the entire first half. 2:18 to go in the third quarter. The Knicks lead is 66-60. It's been that way for the last couple of minutes.
The one thing you have to remember about the Knicks, and you can't forget it, they have 9 new players on this roster.
Ewing short with a turnaround at the buzzer, but Oakley keeps it alive, and the ball batted out of bounds. Oakley with 13 rebounds, and right now let's take a look at the Chevy scoreboard to bring you up to date on tonight's game.
Well, big win by Indiana.
They've been struggling lately. Seattle continues what they've been going. Seattle now has won 8 in a row, and Bob Lorenz and Fred Hickman will bring you up to date later.
Watch out for the Clippers. Now that Stanley Roberts is in halfway decent shape, all of a sudden the Clippers have become a major force. Maybe not major.
I give you a lot of credit for watching that team's progress along the way.
No, wait now. Come on now. They're playing good basketball. They're 5-4. And if Roberts will stay healthy, and remember, they're doing all this without Brian Williams, who is still a holdout.
That from your Clippers on-the-spot reporter, Hubert J. Brown.
That's right.
Del Curry going to the bench. And Tony Delk seeing his first action. Delk, the rookie from Kentucky, the 16th pick in the draft, has averaged 10 minutes a game. He has come in. And Anthony Goldwire at the point guard. So the 2 new guards are Goldwire and Delk. And up front, it's Geiger, Rice, and Malik Rose. So it's a small team out there for the Hornets. Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. The lead is 8 for New York.
You have to see the mismatches when they switch.
Goldwire misses a 3, and Oakley tries to keep it alive, but Rose is there, and he draws the foul. Buck Williams commits the foul on Malik Rose.
Now you can see that shot was forced from the perimeter. You can get that shot at any time. You have to see the mismatches when the guys are posting up. Fortunately, Charlotte was able to steal a rebound that time and make something happen here. And Malik Rose, Dick, in the minutes that he has played, has really done a terrific job.
7 minutes of action. He has 5 rebounds, 3 points, and a block shot. So the rookie from Drexel, and it just goes to show you that you can come from a so-called obscure school. If somebody were to tell you with all the great colleges in Philadelphia that have improved players like Temple and Villanova and St. Joe's LaSalle, Drexel producing Malik Rose.
Yep, and like we said, he was the player of the year 2 years in a row in that conference. Now, once again, they're in there 2-2-1. See, right now, they don't get a solid trap out of it. They're just trying to slow you down. Now they match up man-to-man.
7-point Knick lead with under a minute and a half remaining in the third quarter. Chris Childs to Buck Williams. Williams picked up his third foul and a Knick turnover. And that really has to drive Jeff Van Gundy crazy because it's that kind of turnover that he's been concerned about.
You hit the nail on the head. 5 turnovers at halftime, 7 in this quarter.
And a 7-point lead. The Hornets making a run at it here with Goldwire and Delk. See what their bench can do. The Knicks' second unit had a very fine first half. Here's Geiger working against Buck Williams. Geiger goes up with it off the glass. Tipped out of bounds, and it was last touched by the Knicks. Good hustle by Rose.
Oh, he keeps the ball alive. This unit that's out on the floor right now, all new faces. They're not accustomed to playing with one another, no doubt about that. But they're just dribbling the ball too much, Dick. You would like to see a little bit more motion.
Rose working his way in, up and under over Oakley, gets the basket. Malik Rose, and as Marty Aronoff loves nicknames, tells us the Drexel Dragons are proud of Rose. Starts with a force, and the Knicks are playing out of control right now. And the Hornets coming down by 8-5. Tony Delk with the ball, 0-0.
Well, Dave Cowens told us today this is his Ramble Scramble group. He really likes them. They're fearless. They have some good scorers out there.
Pick and spot up. Geiger misses. But you're so right. The Hornets have forced so many shots tonight from the perimeter that didn't have to be forced.
Yeah, that's because players are not familiar with one another. They have an awful lot of new players here, new coaching staff, new philosophy. Hey, what will a coach tolerate?
And, you know, even Dave Cowens told us today, I don't even know my rotations yet because I'm still learning about this team. Here's Buck Williams with a left-handed hook shot. So Buck Williams going lefty gives the Knicks a 7-point lead. He's 4 for 4 from the field. Goldwire hits a 3, That is only the second three-point basket tonight by the Hornets. The Knicks have 2.1 to get off a shot.
Now, Goldwire can make threes. He's 12 for 22 on the season. He's up over 50%. So when you see him out here, just don't think that he's forcing the action.
Third in the league.
Yeah, he can make them. Now just watch. You see, he's very comfortable taking that three.
Third in the league in three-point percentage with that 52%. And the ball is tipped away, and it goes over to the Hornets with 1.4 seconds remaining on another Knick turnover.
Dick, you can make a catch and one dribble and get a shot off. The Knicks not playing the man out of bounds.
And the Knicks are not playing smart basketball by any stretch. As we told you, coming up, Michael Jordan and the Bulls against the Suns, second half of our TBS doubleheader. Friday it'll be the Sixers with Allen Iverson against the Bullets. And the Blazers and the Rockets go at it in Houston next Tuesday on TNT. So a big week of NBA action. They have really coming your way sloppy at both ends of the TNT. The shooting percentages, they were over 50%. The Knicks right around that mark. And Charlotte Geiger is 46%. Just keep an eye.
Geiger is fronted. Here's your pump fake. Strong move by Geiger. 28th in the league, averaging 22
Geiger on the free throw line. Childs with the personal foul.
Protecting the ball this season.
And he can bring the Hornets. Last game was Friday against Chicago. Remember, Charlotte was down by as many as 13 points here in the third quarter. They've outscored the Knicks by 10 from the line. And now 1 out of 2 here with all his last touch back on the clock by the Hornets.
Now, Charlie Ward at the point guard position has just done an excellent job for the Knicks. We talk about the 9 points, the 7 assists, but he's getting 4 rebounds a game.
And like what Jeff has come within a bucket. And after 3 here at the Charlotte Coliseum, the Knicks lead over the Hornets. Not 100%. He hobbled last night. He has a bruised derriere, shall we say delicately.
Back here in the TBS studio, Seattle appeared on its way to a 9th straight win at Washington. But the Bullets put together an 18-5 run, trailed by 3, and then this. Chris Webber knocking down the three-pointer with 5.5 left. Seattle got the ball back, missed a chance to win. Now we are headed to overtime, tied at 97. One footnote on this game,
traveling his ball, turns it over
in the overtime
to New York,
this season. The Sonics have yet to play an OT. We'll keep you posted. Let's head it back to Seattle, to Charlotte.
Thank you very much, Vince. So we'll be watching that Seattle jumper overtime. Now with 4 points. You look at the turnover story. Charlotte has turned it over 9 times. Big run by the Hornets. Cut the lead to 2. Glenn Rice misses a jumper, and Goldwire fighting, and it comes out of the hands of Child. Glenn Rice, 7 points off the bench. Short pass not been inside to Anthony Mason.
At the end of the career, Charlotte shooting 43%. The Knicks shooting 48%.
And ended up committing the foul.
The rebounding 29-29. Anytime that you post up, the Knicks turnovers in the third quarter for a total of 13 to Charlotte with 11 turnovers. The foul.
Mason scored nearly doubled in the first quarter, has not scored until now. Here in the second quarter, he comes into the game second in minutes played. It's 42 minutes played to the Charles Sprewell of the Golden State Warriors. So Mason's history has been to see a lot of action.
Well, you know, he's also right up there in field goal percentage, Dick, at 57%. And they're doing an excellent job when they trap. It's very aggressive.
Allen Mason done it for the Hornets, 49-41 to score the Knicks lead. And Charlie Ward driving it. Rice there off his hands, and Allen gained control.
Well, the people are booing because they thought Buddy Williams came up over the top and hit into Glenn Rice. I think the pass surprised Patrick
Williams inbounds to John 5 for 10. The corner, a 2-point basket in the shooting department. And the Knicks regain the lead. Wire the game to Goldwire, along with Malik Rose, Geiger, offense, and Tony Bell position. And traveling and Glenn Rice and an offensive foul, who already has is the call against the very close to getting another.
Well, the call was Malik that he
Rose
shot the shot.
Is third.
On the screen down that and time. Shot again. They got to be now. A congested area. Did hit the back. He protected the ball. Right. And the referee was right at that time. Don Baden called, blew the whistle. Right there. Bennett Salvatore thought that he fought his own shot, but the ball did hit the back.
That's great teamwork by the officials. The idea is to get it right. One more. That's what this group did.
That was a beautiful back screen by John Starks on Ewing going down into the lane. And then that could have been delivered either way. Now keep an eye that the ball is right here, and you're going to see the back screen as Ewing comes down into this area.
That was really a spectacular pass.
Charlie Ward has just watch as he comes in here now. See, there it is, beautiful, right on the money. And the old story is it the passers? Is it his responsibility to create the pass? No, it's the guy who is left open. He must create the area.
Ewing's got him both 7 of 8 from the free throw line. 8 assists for Muggsy Bogues. We saw a 13-point lead concludes the three-point play to bring the Hornets gained a 4-point within 7, 51-44. John Wallace quarter. Remember, undefeated with the best record on the road. Johnson picking up his 3rd personal foul. And so Tiger with 3 for the Hornets and LJ with 3 for the Knicks. Here's Ewing working against Divac with 8 to Tony Delk. Under half a minute to go. Last touch by to Anthony Mason, and Mason is fouled. John Wallace.
Strong statement.
And Mason will shoot 2. Delk both teams.
He's an excellent off guard. He's a shooter, scorer first. He does not have to keep an eye on Ewing right now. As Divac, as Patrick begins to dribble, watch Divac reach around right there. There's your hit from the rim.
From 3-point territory, fires one in from the stratosphere to bring the Hornets to within 1. And we've seen almost everything tonight.
Tennessee State was a 3rd-round draft pick of Portland. Was cut by Portland. Played briefly at Denver and New Jersey, and then went overseas. Played in Turkey, played in Venezuela, and then all of a sudden he shows up to the Knicks as a free agent. Everybody knew this guy came from college right to the Knicks. Took the guards right to the rim.
Come out of the sky. So Ewing on the line for 2 free throws. And he did have against a reported feud with Patrick Ewing, a feud with management. Had some off-the-court problems in New York City, as some people have. Mason was bitter about being dealt away from New York, where he had hoped to his career in Inglewood. But that's life in professional sport. Mason with the free throw. Our McDonald's game reset with Charlotte offensive purposes. The story. The Hornets run the turnover by the Knicks. And the leading scorers, Houston at 16. Ewing get a good shot. Charlie now with 16 points, can only make 1 free throw, and it's 75-73. The Knicks in front with 2 minutes going by here in the 4th quarter. No basket if it goes. Here's Delk. Can't move against Starks, who has hit 2 from downtown. Has 12 points on the game to lead the Knicks. And it's still Mason with 13 is top score the Hornets.
With Patrick Ewing out that far away, Divac who can handle the basketball. He just, show him the ball fake on the shot, and then take him off the dribble. He can beat Patrick from that area.
Anthony Goldwire in the 2nd year from Houston. Fires away, in and out, the rebound by Patrick Ewing. The Knicks by 2. Ewing has cleared 5 off of the board so far tonight. Starks goes quickly inside to Buck Williams. Williams guarded by Malik Rose. Misses the hook shot. Divac the rebound. And the Hornets are looking to tie the game again.
Solid defense by Rose that time. He did not allow Buck to overpower him.
Here is Rose working against the veteran Buck Williams, and the rookie draws the foul. Good move by the rookie against the 16-year veteran Buck Williams.
What he's showing you tonight is why they love him here. He's strong. He has great upper body strength, and then he has lower body strength that he can hold his area once he's down into the post here. Now, you just like it because he's constantly taking you to the rim, and then anytime that a shot goes up, he's muscling his way to the offensive boards.
In 12 minutes tonight, Rose has 7 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block shot. Muggsy Bogues and Anthony Mason have come in the game as Goldwire goes out of the game.
And also Divac, he was late going off the floor.
I thought that the Hornets were able to play with 6 for just a couple of minutes.
Well, fortunately, the referees held the ball up there and allowing them to get that extra time.
Rose misses the 2nd free throw. He makes 1, and the Knicks lead is 1 at 75-74.
Rose was only a 64% shooter on the line in college. He's got to improve because here in the pros, he's going to be on the line a lot.
Ewing working against Anthony Mason, his former teammate, and Patrick can take him in. Misses the shot. Rebound by Tony Delk. Under 9 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Hornets trying to end a 4-game losing streak. Trying to even the season series with the Knicks at 1 apiece after losing at Madison Square Garden.
There's a clear out.
And Mason gets it out to Bogues. Bogues driving the hoop. Mason is open. But Mason misses the open shot. That's been a recurring story for Charlotte tonight. They missed a lot of open shots tonight when they haven't rushed them from the perimeter.
You've got to go into the big fella. I mean, there's no way can you allow Mason to play Patrick underneath.
Pick and roll. Not a good pass. And it's a turnover. Credit Malik Rose with getting that ball away from Patrick Ewing. Delk, the rookie, fires inside to Glenn Rice. And the Hornets have taken the lead 76-75. And the Knicks want a timeout.
They fronted the post man. And it was a beautiful lob over the top of the fronting defensive player.
First lead since early in the second quarter for the Hornets.
We have Tony Delk with the basketball right here. John Stark steps in front of Rice. Rice goes for the roll. The pass is going to be made. Now, why did it happen? Look, there are no offensive players down here, so the defense cannot rotate. Anytime you're fronted, go for the lob pass, but before you do it, clear out the opposite side of the lane.
Glenn Rice has 9 points, and we want to remind you, following this game, immediately coming up, the Bulls and the Suns, as the Chicago Bulls take their perfect 10-0 record into the Valley of the Sun, and the Suns, under their new coach Danny Ainge, looking for their first victory of the season. The Knicks will inbound. They bring Larry Johnson back into the game. He has 4 fouls, so it's Johnson up front along with the Ewing, and 3 guards. It's Starks, Allen Houston, and Charlie Ward.
The Knicks in the second half have been very impatient, trying to force and thread the needle on passes into the post.
And a foul called against Malik Rose, backing in to Patrick Ewing.
Excellent call by Don Baden. You cannot front the guy and then back into him and push him off the spot.
Hornets' 4th team foul. 1 more and they're over the limit. The Knicks have committed only 1 team foul with under 8 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. And a tripping foul has been called as Charlie Ward and Rose got tangled.
The fans are upset. But Bennett Salvatore, the ref, has a trip. Now watch Charlie Ward step through. And you're going to see it right there. Rose catches him with his right leg.
5 fouls on Malik Rose, and he'll sit down, and Vlade Divac comes back in. Rose with 7 points, having a fine game off the bench.
And you know, his defensive trapping, Dick, was a major key to the surge by Charlotte.
So here's Charlie Ward on the free throw line. Ward tonight has scored 7 points, drains the first free throw. Del Curry checks back into the Hornet lineup, replacing Tony Delk, the Kentucky star.
Charlie Ward has made an excellent contribution to the Knicks. When you think about the pressure that he was under in the first 10 games to deliver, and he has delivered, and he will pick up and become a better defensive player as he gets to know all of the point guards.
Yeah, he gained a lot of seasoning by getting his baptism under fire in this season. Glenn Rice's shot drops. Rice now with 11 points, and the Knicks lead, or the Hornets are up by 1, 78-77. Knicks have shot 38% in the second half with 10 turnovers, and now we have an offensive foul called against New York, and that'll be on Allen Houston. He's got 4 fouls.
That was an excellent call. Allen was trying to make a cut, and he just catches Rice right in his chest.
So Goldwire, the point guard, with Rice, Anthony Mason, Curry, and Divac up front. Here is Divac going baseline, and he beat Ewing, and a reverse lay-in by Divac, who has 17 points for the Hornets, who are up by 3.
Now, Nick, the Knicks call a 20-second. But right now, you can see Divac can do that to Ewing anytime he catches the ball 15 feet away from the basket. Patrick does not have the lateral movement or the quickness. You can just take him and go strong. And this is, as Divac gets to know the players that he's playing with and they get to know his offensive style, we'll see him pick up in his offensive contribution to this team.
Tonight, Divac has 17 points and 11 rebounds. It's been a slow adjustment coming to Charlotte, and for a while was actually considering retirement after being traded from the Lakers. So there are 2 players on this Hornet team, both Anthony Mason and Vlade Divac, who are really not happy about their deal.
No, and you know what he said, though? When he was in L.A., it would take him forever to get home, and he was nothing more, than in buildings. Here, he drives slowly because he's in open areas, so many trees. He's loving the scenery. Let's hope he starts loving the team.
John Starks with a jumper with 12 points to bring the Knicks to within 1 with under 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. The Knicks led by 13. Midway through the third quarter, the Hornets regain the lead here in the fourth. Out of bounds, and it's last touched by the Hornets.
Well, Jeff Van Gundy feared the small lineup, and that by saying Curry's at 2 and then Rice is at the 3 position. It puts a lot of pressure on them to go small, and the Knicks have done that to match up defensively.
Houston with a quick shot after the pass. Divac with a rebound. Divac has 12 off the board tonight. Came in averaging 7 rebounds, so he's done the job off of the glass this evening.
Well, they have had 4 days off to prepare for this game. And when you think of the team that played against Chicago last Friday and then compare the effort from Friday to tonight, just an incredible difference.
Glenn Rice is fouled by Allen Houston, who picks up his 5th personal foul. Houston has had a cold second half. He is 2 for 6 from the field after a terrific first half in which he scored 12 points. And Houston will go to the bench, and he is replaced by Charles Oakley.
Yeah, I like what the Knicks are doing now. I always like to go strong and then force them to match up with you.
Rice working against Johnson, won't let him in. Divac against Ewing with a hook shot. Vlade Divac playing big in the second half, and the Hornets lead now 82-79.
When he's hot and playing with confidence, he has some very pretty moves.
19 points for Divac, 13 of them coming here in the second half.
Oh, my.
And hitting the deck is Starks. Starks and Divac have to be separated.
Yeah, that time there was a collision between Starks and Divac. And when Starks hit the floor, okay, when he hit the floor, I don't know whether he felt that Divac stepped on him or what. We could not see it from this angle. But just watch here now. Here's the screen. And as Divac knocks him down, now watch the legs. See, he catches him with the back. Starks thought that he did that deliberately. I don't think that Divac did. I think he was just trying to clear. Now just watch here now. See, he's just trying to clear the action here. And that's when Starks kicks him right there. Divac is kind of stunned, and now they're going to say, in your face, bubbity-bop.
I like the bubbity-bop part.
I do too.
Third foul for Vlade Divac, and Starks. This is the loudest we have heard the crowd tonight is booing John Starks. Here is the foul trouble. Allen Houston for the Knicks and Matt Geiger for the Hornets have 5, and a group with 4 personal fouls. Starks trying to bring the Knicks to within 1 with 5:41 remaining in the fourth. John Starks coming in averaging over 14 a game. Looking for his 14th point, and he's got it. 82-81 in favor of the Hornets.
No doubt that Divac caused the foul, but he did not cause the reaction for Starks. He did not deliberately try to trip.
But you're not surprised that Starks might react that way.
No, but that's okay. He's a feisty player, and I think this year he's been totally under control.
Divac working his way in.
Yeah, good call. Don Baden is saying, Patrick, Ewing, you got your hands in his back.
3 fouls on Ewing.
They will not allow hand checking down there. They allowed you to play him with the forearm, but not with the hand in the back. Now keep an eye on Patrick. See, there he is. So he went right in there with the right hand. You see, he's going with the hand rather than the forearm.
1-point Hornet lead. Goldwire guarded by Charlie Ward. We wind down to 5 minutes to go on the switch. Ewing comes out. Mason against Oakley. Teammates a year ago. Goldwire hits the 3. Goldwire from downtown. His second 4 in the game for the Hornets, and that's how they've made their living offensively this season.
You got to admit, this young guy, he's fearless. You know, he's now 15 for 20.
And the Hornets have matched their biggest lead of the game. Remember, they were down by 13. A 17-point turnaround, and Ewing, working his way in the lane, draws the foul.
It's nice to see them going back to Patrick. That's a good kick out off the double team. And you have to understand, Goldwire is a big 3-point threat. and you can't just look at this guy and think that he can't knock him down.
52%, as you mentioned, coming into this game from downtown.
Plus the 2 for 2 this evening, so, you know, he's on fire.
Divac committing his 4th personal foul, and looking at Divac and Ewing, that's what they've done tonight, and Divac with a surprising rebounding edge.
And you know, it's interesting, Dick, in the history of this franchise, Patrick Ewing has averaged more points and rebounds than any other player in this league against Charlotte. 27 points and 12 rebounds.
That's interesting.
Yes, it is.
Ewing was 1 for 2 now, 9 for 12 from the line.
So we're going to give Divac a star for tonight, and especially if he can keep it up in the last 4.5 minutes.
Well, if you win, you get a star. If you lose, you get ice going. Here's Glenn Rice. He misses from downtown. Ewing with the rebound. The Hornets lead by 3 with 4:20 to go. Charlie Ward. Oakley did not get a good pass, and so now the Knicks will set it up.
Get it over. I mean, come on, you got to go in strong here.
Mason defending against Larry Johnson. Double team momentarily. Gets it back 4 on the shot clock. Larry Johnson is smothered, and he throws up an air ball. The 24-second clock expired. And credit the Charlotte interior defense for surrounding Larry Johnson. And now the Hornets call a timeout.
Excellent defense that time by Charlotte. Johnson thought he was fouled. The house thought it was great defense.
Back here at the TBS studios, another update on that Bullets and Sonics game at US Air Arena. Chris Webber, all 10 Bullet points in the first overtime. He forced the OT, but in the second overtime, Gary Payton going to work. 31 in the game, 113-110 Seattle, under a minute to play, under 30 seconds to play in this game. And the Sonics, again, have won 8 in a row. Let's go back to the Hive.
All right, Vince, thank you very much. And Charlotte with a 3-point lead, and Jeff Van Gundy telling us today, and it's reflected in the Knicks turnovers here in the second half. He says it's amazing we're undefeated on the road when you consider that twice we've had 27 turnovers in a game, once 28 and once 30. They had 27 against Orlando in a winning effort last night. So they're not winning right now, but they're in the game despite a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, and the big fact here is people say, well, the Knicks are in a lot of close games. Well, that's the reason why. The defense have been solid. Once they clear up the rash of turnovers, they are going to be a very productive offensive team.
Knicks still have 1 foul to give. Hornets are over the limit. Spin move by Mason, and he draws the foul. Anthony Mason with a spin move driving the lane, and the foul is against John Starks, his 3rd.
Now that was a highlight move. Just watch as he reverse dribbles on Patrick. Not only does he reverse dribble, watch what he does to John Starks right here. He says, John, out of the way, big fella.
Mason has 18 points, 6 of 8 from the free throw line. And a far better showing for Mason than he showed at Madison Square Garden, where he was a little bit out of his game in the return. He did not play that game, that good a game, only 10 points against the New York Knicks when they met on November 3rd. There's the timeout story. Mason misses the second free throw.
See, but he's a 60% foul shooter throughout his entire career, and that's what hurts going to him in the last quarter as you're going down to the wire. He's got to make the foul.
Ward gets it inside to Larry Johnson. Out to Ward for 3. He misses the shot. Ewing fights for the glass and goes up. And it's going to be Charlotte ball, last touch by the Knicks, and the crowd is loving it.
I like the kick out. Charlie Ward's ball was right in the rim, but it popped out. The Knicks had a chance at the second shot opportunity. Now you have to play smart if you're Charlotte.
4-point lead for the Hornets with 3:14 remaining in the 4th quarter. Divac now against Oakley, avoiding the double team. Mason given the shot by Ewing, and it doesn't drop for him, and Charles Oakley with rebound number 15. Oakley had 14 last night at Orlando.
Well, you've got to go into Patrick here now. They're fronting him. There it is.
And the push on Ewing. That'll be 4 on Patrick Ewing.
Anytime that you're fronted, you never have to push off. See, you don't have to push. Watch Patrick's forearm right here. Let the guy throw the ball to you. That was a definite foul. Let the guy throw the ball to you. You have the defender frozen right there with your forearm. Then go to the pass and lay it up.
And you know what? They didn't call the foul. It was a 3-second violation. after all of that.
Well, he fouled them twice, and then he was guilty of 3 seconds.
Fooled us. Here's Divac working his way in. Yes. Divac is playing the game of his season right now.
Oh, that was a big-time move, Dick. But you see, he has the right-handed hook. He has the jumper face, and he can take you off the dribble. And then when he's hot, the spin back is his key.
Biggest lead of the game right now for the Hornets. Let's bounce back in NBA history to the 1974 NBA Finals between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics. Dave Cowan, now the Hornets coach, faced with the task of defending Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He came through with 22 points, 9 rebounds as the Knicks won the series in 7 games. And a guy who was there and who should know and had a good view, my partner Hubie Brown, who's an assistant to Larry Costello.
Dave Cowens was absolutely outstanding. He and Havlicek played big. It was a 7-game series. We played the entire playoffs without Lucius Allen, one of the best point guards in the league, who was injured in the last game versus Detroit. And Dave had not only 2 rings, MVP of the league, he was just a ferocious player the entire time he was on the floor.
The redhead, Dave Cowens. The Knicks have not gotten a basket in the last 4.5 minutes.
Well, they're doing a good job in this 2-2-1. They're keeping the ball away from Charlie Ward.
Starts working with the ball, gives up the dribble. Larry Johnson with 4 on the shot clock. The Knicks better hurry. Ewing trapped, and the shot 24-second clock expires, and that's the 3rd time tonight that Jeff Van Gundy's Knicks have not gotten the shot off in time.
Now, that was excellent defense by Charlotte. The trap and then not allowing Charlie Ward to get the ball back definitely kept the Knicks out of an organized half-court offensive set.
7 turnovers by the Knicks in the 4th quarter. 20 in the game, and they had only 5 in the first 2 quarters. So as we get down to the 2-minute mark, it's a 6-point Hornet lead, their biggest lead of the game. Tipped away, and a good steal by Charlie Ward for the Knicks.
He played Goldwire perfectly on that cut through the lane.
Neither team has a foul to give. The Knicks have 2 timeouts left, and Starks misses a 3, knocked away by Oakley, and it's going to be Charlotte ball. And this officiating crew really has done a good job. You don't want to notice them, but Bennett Salvatore, George Tolliver, Don Vaden have been superb tonight.
Yes, they have, and they've had tough calls. That was a bad pass. You've got to score here.
Oakley does score, and it's 88-84 now, and now Dave Cowens wants a timeout. He wants to keep the Hornets stable here, and a good timeout.
Solid timeout. You never want your guy out of bounds throwing a pass 50 feet when there are defenders there.
Charlotte leading New York 88-84. The Knicks in danger of losing their first road game of the year. Each team with 2 full timeouts remaining. The Hornets have a 20 as well. Neither team with a foul to give. Coming out for the Hornets, who call the timeout, Goldwire is the point guard, along with Anthony Mason, Vlade Divac, Glenn Rice, and Del Curry.
Well, the Knicks coming down floor, giving you 100-foot pressure. Main thing for the Knicks right now, you try not to foul. Just make them take a perimeter shot.
Nearly knocked away by Starks. 10 on the shot clock. Ewing guarding Divac. And here is Goldwire missing a 3. Mason knocks Oakley down and will be called for the foul.
Excellent, excellent call.
4 on Anthony Mason.
Mason was behind Oakley and pushed him underneath the board in order to get this rebound. Keep an eye on this now. You got to see he just pushed off. Oakley could not get his right hand up in order to try to rebound the ball. Excellent call, but now Oakley has got to step up and knock him down.
Hornets are over the limit, and Oakley 4 for 4 from the free throw line. The note about Goldwire, he has played the entire 4th quarter at the point. Muggsy Bogues played a good deal of the first half and the 3rd quarter, but Oakley misses the free throw. The Bulls and the Suns coming up next right here on TBS.
Right now, New York has 2 timeouts left. Charlotte with 2 and a 20. Now, if Oakley scores, the Knicks will probably pick up full court man-to-man pressure again.
One free throw by Oak, and it's 88-85 in favor of the Hornets. You're right, Hubie. They're making the Hornets use up time, bringing the ball up.
Yep, you've got to be careful when you gamble that far away from the basket. Big thing right now, no fouls for the Knicks. Try to get the miss.
And out of bounds, and let's see, it's a turnover, and the Knicks will get the ball back.
Yeah,
and Goldwire lost it out of bounds.
That was careless, very careless. You're going to watch him now as he spins away. You're going to see as he goes to put it down, the ball went right through his legs.
Knicks down by 3. They got Ward, Oakley, Ewing starts the three-point threat, and Larry Johnson. And Charlotte not letting the Knicks try a 3. Here's Ewing inside. No basket if it had gone, and a foul called inside. So Patrick Ewing will go to the line with 44.3 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, and the Knicks down by 3. Divac has picked up his 5th personal foul.
Excellent ball movement by the Knicks. They reversed the ball to the other side of the floor. Charlie Ward could have forced the 3, but he went down inside to Patrick. That's one you'd like to see Patrick dunk.
Ewing now 10 of 13 from the line, and Seattle wins their 9th in a row, beating the Washington Bullets in 2 overtimes tonight, 115 to 110. We got the Bulls and the Suns following this one, and this one is not over yet, and we will have a lane violation. No free throw called against the Knicks.
Now Patrick missed the shot. That was Starks, who came from the top of the circle. He was already inside the lane by the time.
Hornets lead by 2, 44.3 seconds remaining. It'll be Charlotte's ball.
The main key right now is what are you going to do as you come out of this huddle? You can see the field goals and the turnovers for the fourth quarter. The main thing for Charlotte right now is you go to a pet play. They just brought Muggsy Bogues back into the game to play with Goldwire. So they're going with 2 small players that could beat you off the dribble. Main thing for the Knicks right now is they have to match up. You know that a possibility here is a one-on-one for Mason or go into Divac, and then if they double team, kick out.
88-86, the Hornets lead their timeout story, and they've got Ward on Bogues and Goldwire guarded by John Stark.
All right, right here, 2-man game. Rice and Mason. He's going away from it. This is interesting.
Ewing out on the top. Divac pass to Mason, not a good one, and a foul is called against the Knicks. That was not a good pass by Divac inside, and the Hornets were fortunate there, and the foul is against Oakley, his 4th.
Now what happened was Oakley fronted Mason, and on the lob pass they're calling that Oakley fouled him as Mason was going for the shot. Now right now for the Knicks, Mason is not a good foul shooter, and there's a lot of pressure on him now. He's a 60% shooter for the year.
7 of 10 in this game for Anthony Mason, and he misses the first shot. Meanwhile, Tony Delk has checked in for the Hornets for defensive purposes. They want him on defense and Muggsy Bogues on offense in the situation substitution.
All right, now New York still has 2 timeouts left.
Mason with that unusual shot put style manages to hit 1 out of 2, and the Hornets lead by 3, and the Knicks use one of their timeouts. And we'll take a break. 28 seconds remaining. This game hanging in the balance. All right, Hubie, the Knicks have the ball. 1 timeout left, down by 3.
You do not need a 3, first of all, unless it's wide open. The main thing is now the Knicks, the inbound passer has to realize he has 1 timeout left. The Knicks usually go to a two-man game somewhere with Starks and Ewing when they're under pressure. Now, for Charlotte, if the Knicks shoot, you cannot allow a second shot. If the Knicks shoot and score a 2, the Knicks are going to be all over you, full court pressure. You've got to get the basketball to good foul shooters, or you use your 1 timeout. You have 1 timeout in the 20.
Starks gets it into Ewing off his foot, but the Knicks still have it, and a steal by Del Curry, and Curry goes in and gets the basket. No basket. They rule a foul before the shot. A foul before the shot, no basket by Curry. But he'll go to the line to shoot 2 with 20 seconds to go, and a big turnover by the New York Knicks, and the Hornets take advantage.
Now just watch this. They were betting that Ewing would take him off the dribble. He took it right off his left knee. Then a bad pass right there from Oakley. a soft pass. Del Curry shoots it, but they already called the foul outside. No continuation.
Del Curry on the free throw line. He is making his first attempt and hits the first free throw. The Knicks have turned it over 17 times in the second half, 22 in the game, and that has been their undoing.
Now the Knicks have one timeout remaining. Now if he makes this, it's going to be a 5-point game. So the Knicks will definitely, I think, will take a timeout. Let's see what happens.
91-86.
All right, they're going to push quick.
And here comes Charlie Ward. A 5-point deficit. Ward trying to get the foul and fires it up recklessly, and the rebound by Divac, and he's fouled. And the Hornets are on their way to ending the Knicks' unbeaten road record.
See, I'm surprised that they forced that shot, okay? Mainly because you're down 5. It's a 2-possession. You need 2 possessions. The key thing is if you take a 3 and you miss it, this is what always happens. You take the 3, you miss it, they get the rebound, you foul. Now you're going to be down either 6 or 7. So in that situation, you push it up, you go for the 2, and then you force them to call a timeout, or if they inbound the ball, you go for the steal and you foul.
And our butt player of the game is Vlade Divac with a big second half. Has 22 points, 23 now, and 13 rebounds in the game. The Knicks have called their last timeout. In the fourth quarter, the Knicks shooting 25% from the field, 9 turnovers, and now you know why the Hornets have the big lead.
Michael Jordan warming up in the Valley of the Sun as 10-0 Bulls meeting the winless Suns. The second game of our doubleheader tonight on TBS. Let's complete our first game and back to Charlotte. Dick and Hubie.
All right, Vince, thank you very much. And anticipating Michael Jordan, will he put on another show in Phoenix tonight? 10-0 against 0-9. And meanwhile, the New York Knicks calling their last timeout, down 93-86 with 13 seconds to go. And it looks like Dave Cowan's crew headed for the victory the way things are going.
Well, they got a great second half defensively. They forced the Knicks into a ton of turnovers, and then they made the big plays. They really came in and made big shots. And Vlade Divac has been spectacular in the second half. 16 points, 8 rebounds.
Allen Houston with only 4 second-half points. Throws it out and throws it away. So the Hornets with 8.3 seconds will use up the clock, and the Knicks really unraveled in the second half after they had a 13-point lead midway through the third. They got sloppy, they got unraveled, and the Hornets took advantage, and that'll do it. The Charlotte Hornets have ended 2 streaks. They have ended their own 4-game losing streak and have ended the Knicks' unbeaten road mark at 5-0. And the final score here from the Charlotte Coliseum, the Hornets 93, the Knicks 86. Charlotte 4-5, the Knicks now 8-3, as Mason scored 20, Divac 21, and Ewing 18 led the Knicks. So for Hubie Brown and Craig Sager, Dick Stockton saying so long from Charlotte. Coming up next, it'll be the Bulls and the Suns, the second half on TBS.